Hello, hello, hello! Hello, Beatles. Happy Spicy Thursday. How goes? Took a hot second, but we're here. Internet's up and working! And Beatles! Thank you so much for resubscribing for 16 months! I hope you continue to enjoy your ad-free viewing and emotes. Oh, we're a little out of focus right now, aren't we? Doop. There we go. Okay. So, that was some exciting internet stuff. Every time I click go live, just was not working. But we're here. We're working now. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. And, if I randomly disappear, it's probably not my fault. Unless it is. Never say never, I guess, right? Right. Anyway, I'm gonna get us into gaming because I wanted to be live a while ago. Additionally, we're probably gonna be having some early streams the next couple of days. I'm not sure what Sunday will look like, but tomorrow and Saturday we should be going live on the earlier side. I almost just spilled my full bottle of water. That would have been unfortunate to say the least. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Gonna switch on over to this screen. By this screen, I mean this screen. And, if anyone wants to hop in, feel free to. I'm gonna be readying up pretty soon. Because 2v8 time. Wahoo. Yahoo. Intang Walla Walla Bing Bang. What a beautiful guitar strum, Astri. Thank you for the music. Okay. Actually, my seat's a little bit off center, but you know what? We're in good enough territory, I would say. God, I have that one Dear Evan Hansen song stuck in my head, which is funny because I've literally never seen any of that musical at all, but I came across a fan video from a fucking Gravity Falls of all things, and, I'm just like, damn. Kinda catchy. And then I went to listen to the other version because I was like, wasn't this a movie too? There should be another version of the song. And it turns out that song didn't make it into the movie, which is crazy because based off the song itself, I'm like, this sounds like a pretty narratively important song. And then I read like all the comments, and the comments were like, damn, I can't believe this wasn't in the movie. What a loser the the whole team was for not putting that in. I'm like, okay, I'm glad that my zero knowledge of the play was still gave me an accurate impression of the importance of that song to the plot. What a fascinating story that movie was for how it came to be. Your friend's making a compilation of out-of-context clips of all the stuff you've said. That's funny. That's like, one of my buddies would often say the most out-of-pocket thing, and, someone wound up making a Twitter just for things that he would say out of pocket. And hello there, E-girl. How goes? Happy afternoon. That was, I don't know why it started coming out of my mouth that way. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful day as well, I guess is the point I was trying to convey. Huh. Anyway, guys, we're definitely starting a little later than expected, but like I said, that had more to do with the internet not working. Like a big dum-dum. Okay, I'm gonna just play. Cause I missed UV8. Let's do this. Let's get this bread, as the kids say. Is that still a thing that people say? Because that used to be one of my go-to as the kids say phrases, but I don't even know. I feel like that I haven't heard people say that ironically or unironically in like multiple years at this point. Do we not get bread anymore? Oh. And happy Thursday. For those who don't know, Mermaid Point is the one, the only Mama Marcus, who had to listen to me screaming my little head off about the internet not working. Except not really, because I wasn't screaming, but I was frustrated. Because eventually it got to, I shouldn't be harping on this, but got to the point where the internet seemed to be fine, but it was like specifically my internet wasn't working. It truly was one of those like F you in particular moments where I'm like, and Long story short, a restart and a reinstallation of my NVIDIA driver wound up fixing it, so... I think it was one of those things where the internet blipped for all devices, and for some reason, the blip just did not want to reconnect with my device. But we're here. As the kids would say, your internet is cooked. I told everyone to let me cook, but I wasn't expecting the dish to turn out burnt. God, let him cook, though, actually. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, I got a sudden... Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why do I have 50 frames? I'm terrified. Uh-oh. Who am I running into? Let's get out of here, huh? Hi, friends. Who? Hello there, Nate. How goes? You're having a good one. He's in power right now. Scusi, pardon? I'm running right into her, aren't I? Whoops! Okay. Ooh. Okay, I gotta reboot my Logitech app. Forgot to do that after I rebooted my computer. Whoopsies. Thanks, friend. Ooh. I'm watching House of Ashes, like, a bit more. It's getting spicy. Ooh, where are you at about? Yeah, spicy is definitely a good way to, describe how House of Ashes gets. It's a fun show. Or game. Whoop. Hello, Thalita Bot. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Okay, that worked out actually perfectly. Because I've been thinking to myself, I was thinking to myself yesterday that the Sprint Burst on demand is probably a pretty decent way of avoiding Legion hits. And I think that's the case. Okay. House of the Ashes, I don't think we have to worry too much about spoilers. I'd say if you can keep the, if and when you find out, like, the nature of the creatures themselves, like, the details on them a secret, which, if you don't know what I mean by that, you don't know yet. But, overall, spoilers are basically fine. It's kind of like, I guess the equivalent of it would be kind of how in, ooh, that was a weird little lag spike. How in Until Dawn, you don't want to reveal what the creatures are until you've gotten further into the game. It's that same idea. Like, if you think you know something right now, it might not be totally, like, fully realized. I'll throw all the pallets, dude. This is 2v8. We don't have to worry about keeping pallets up. Oops, sorry, guys. Nice. It's possible, there are the 5 main characters it's possible to save. I think that's the best way of putting it. Like, there are several side characters that you cannot save, but the 5 main playable characters you can. And those 5 are, Eric, Rachel, don't you love seeing bots, like, infinitely volt. Oop, I didn't know Jane was still in, my bad. I just saw that she was on a different gate altogether. Eric, Rachel, Nick, Salim, and Jason. You can save those 5 for sure. And then, like, basically, actually, well, there are a lot of side characters in most Supermassive games that are, like, basically unsavable. For example, I managed to save one particular main character by being a dick to a side character, and I felt bad about it, but, because I was playing Jason, like, a bit of an edgelord. And, fast forward to then when I started reading up about the game and the different routes, I discovered that in I'll just tell you who it was. I abandoned Merwin pretty early on, because I was like, this dude's fucking dead, guys. And if I hadn't done that, Eric would have died. Anyway, so death.
We meet again.
Let's see. Okay, right. I have to reboot my Logitech app real quick. Okay. Oh, awesome. They used the big old machine gun. See, yes, I did end up using that. I couldn't remember if I used that for a second, because, you could end up, like, either running and then you have to remember where you planted some charges, which you could get a twofer there. You can get 2 of the main characters killed at once in a very funny way. God. First of all, hey, Jendur. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, dude, y'all can join. Feel free to hop on in. What a name you've got right now, huh? Also, Salim is like best boy. Actually, if you wind up getting into the fandom at all, like Salim and Jason are basically everyone's favorites from that game because of the dynamic that they wind up having. And Salim is a pretty popular character. I'll tell you this much. Even there are certain actually I'm not gonna say anything because sort of spoilers. He's great though. Yeah, Jason and Salim have a very fun dynamic. Stands for what's right. It's also, Nate, I don't know how familiar you are with, like, the Dark Anthology games in general, but, unlike Until Dawn and The Quarry and Frank Stone for that matter, they have a pretty interesting dynamic called, well, one, they have, like, a couch co-op style in the same way that The Quarry does have, where basically you assign like players to different characters and then they take over the controller. But they also have something called like a two-player mode / curator's cut, where basically the way it works is you play through the game, but you basically play different characters in certain scenes. For example, in curator's cut / if you were playing with somebody else, for the entire scene where, you know the whole opening with the shootout? You can play as Salim during that scene. Similarly, when when Eric has the choice to either cut Rachel down or not, in Curator's Cut / the two-player mode, you play as Rachel in that scene, and you have the option of either cutting your own rope. There's like a whole... it's... And when Jason and Salim run into each other after the big like shootout with the creatures, in the main version you play as I forget if you're playing as Jason or Salim in the main version, but the point is in the other version you play as the other character, and it's based on your decisions. That's right, because you usually play as Salim and you choose whether to ambush or not. But if you are playing Jason in that moment, the Salim AI basically decides on how your guys' relationship is at that point and chooses whether to ambush you or not. And then you have to be on the defensive as Jason. It's a really interesting, like... It's high replayability in that sense. I always meant to do a Curator's Cut stream, and I never got around to it, and then I just ended up watching a bunch of content. It's a really interesting setup. And if you like this game, I definitely recommend checking out the other ones in the series. Most people that, like, and when I say most, I really mean in the sense of, like, let's say, like, 50% of people prefer House of Ashes of all of the games, and then the other preferences are split amongst the other three. So when I say most, it's, like, not a majority of all people, but it's a majority compared to the other options. Anyway. The other games are also just really interesting and worth watching, and they released like a lore accurate playthrough. No, so yeah, it really is. It's much like Until Dawn. It all depends on like you have your own canon based off your own decisions, basically. I'm still so proud of the fact that when I did my House of Ashes run, I managed to keep all of my main characters alive. I'm so happy about that. Especially because, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's a segment at the end where you have to do skill checks or quick time events as every single character who's alive. And I missed one skill check, and I kept chanting, don't die because I missed one skill check, don't die because I missed one skill check, don't die because I missed one skill check, don't die because I missed one skill check. I was so pissed. And luckily she didn't die because I missed one skill check, but I thought she was going to. Ooh, did that gamer not know they can pick themselves up? Okay, no, I guess they do. Or someone else got them. But yeah, I will say, if you wanted to listen to a playthrough, oh, what's his name? Crap, he's a pretty big Phasmophobia. Incim, I forget if he did House of Ashes and, Devil in Me, but I believe he definitely did Devil in Me. And, I watched through his playthrough and it was pretty enjoyable. If you wanted, like, I think he managed to keep everyone alive as well, which was pretty nifty. You could just get a person. Oh, do you want me to heal you? I figured you want to heal with the group. I'll say one game that's really fun to play through, I would say, is Man of Medan. It was actually the first one of the Dark Anthology series, and it didn't find its audience. And I mourn for the series that the Dark Anthology would have been if it had found its audience. Because Man of Medan is kind of weird compared to the others. It's a little less... A lot of the others are a bit more linear, in a way that basically, Man of Medan, if you want the full story and all the lore, you basically have to play through it multiple times. And most people, or a lot of people, didn't want to do that, so instead it feels like an unfinished game when you play through it once. And so with the others, they kind of streamlined everything a bit more. Made it so you tended to get more the potential to get all the information in each playthrough, and the main changes really were just like who would live and who would die. I don't really know how to expand upon that because it's been a while since I've thought too deeply about it, but it's interesting, all of it. Is that person getting sent? Why does my audio sound so funky? So far only watching 2 of their games, The Bad Things and Game Similar in a way. Oh, you mean in terms of the creature designs? No. So actually, I'll say this much. To me, basically, in the same way that Until Dawn is kind of like a love letter to the horror genre, the Dark Anthology is more of a separated, like, love letters to the horror genre. And I'm just gonna give you the long story short of how I would define each game. The first game is, which is Man of Medan, is it has the feeling of being prey, of being hunted by something that you don't know for sure. It's a bit more, I forget, it's kind of more zombie-esque if I remember correctly, but it's kind of funky. It takes place on an old run-down ship, military ship, and it's like you're being hunted by creatures. The second one is like a psychological horror where there's a lot more backstory, different themes, some witchy elements. House of Ashes I would describe as an action horror, where the main characters can actually fight back against like a known threat. And then the last one is more of your Saw-style torture. I mean, it's not really torture porn, but it's a Saw-style like villain. Actually, it's based directly off the H.H. Holmes murders. with somebody in the modern day basically created an island and recreating the H.H. Holmes mansion on that island. It's just kind of a coincidence that they struck gold, in a lot of people's opinion, with House of Ashes and Until Dawn, with having very similar themes. Or creature types. I'll say, you haven't gotten to a very funny, well, what I would call very funny punchline.
For 3 days, Robin Lee in the bottom of the dumpster.
Moxie! For 3 days, I'm gonna be laying in the bottom of a dumpster out of shock. Thank you so... I need to get some more custom alerts. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the 10,000 bits, Moxie. Oh my god. You pick the next class, dude, if you want to. I don't want to put you on the spot. If, like, just realizes you might not want to pick. But if you want to pick, let me know what you want me to play, dude. Thank you so much. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful day yesterday. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I can speak, I promise. I'm fully capable of thoughts and words. And did I mention words and thoughts? No, I'm not capable of those. Also, fun fact, this is my first time on this map. Hi, friend. I hope you're doing well. And hey, if, speaking of which, by the way, if anybody wants to hop in, absolutely, just feel free to if I don't have you added already. Or if I do, same thing, still feel free. Now, where did that ghosty go? I don't know why I'm lagging like crazy. Oh my goodness gracious, Batman. Also, not me staring at him, wondering why he had, why I couldn't reveal him. Why? What is with this guy? I swear every time I look at him, like, everything gets so laggy. Oh, hi. Ooh, okay. I wonder if it's just his map. Hello, Moxie. I'm assuming that you heard all of my joy and love and appreciation, but just in case you didn't, thank you again. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far and continue to have a lovely week. And if you have any particular class you'd like me to play, let me know. And no, Nate, so Until Dawn was their very first game of its type. And after that, a couple years later, they created the spiritual successor to Until Dawn in the form of the Dark Anthology. And they released those 4 games over the course of a few years. And I can't remember if The Quarry was released during the releases or after them. I think The Quarry was released, like, between House of Ashes and Devil in Me. But The Quarry is like Until Dawn, where it's not actually part of the Dark Anthology. Same with casting. Also, if you've heard of the casting of Frank Stone, that is by the same people. And, oh, there's a person right there, Lamau. And it's also not part of, like, their overall, like, anthology. Oh, hello there, person, right here. I'm not sure if it's this map or something else. Give me 1 second. I have to lock in for a moment, methinks. Ooh, also I might have to take my contacts out. So I'm so worried I'm about to be getting stalked by Ghosty. Never mind, there he is. As I say, I've got no idea where he is, but now I do. Ooh, I did not think she would find me. Good job, ma'am. Dang it. I was hoping she would just, like, go the other way. Ooh, okay. Hello there. I'm back. Yes, I can absolutely play as Scout. Hello there, Heaven Smile goes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't. The curator, Nate. I think you're thinking of Dr. Hill, Dr. Alan Hill, who is not the curator. The curator is actually a different character altogether, who is in all of the Dark Anthology games, but is not the man you're thinking of from Until Dawn. That man is played by Peter Stormare. And yes. Anyway, the Dark Anthology games are all technically existing in the same universe. In fact, I don't know if you've seen a shot of the car accident yet, because depending on certain choices, you will or will not get to see the car accident that led to Eric losing his foot. But that actually is an accident that is referenced in the second game in the series. And it's kind of like a, I don't remember if there's any, like, official lore for the curator. I think the whole idea is he's either, like, I don't think he's supposed to be Death. I think he's supposed to be, like, working with Death or something like that. And, like, the whole idea is he's not there to interfere. He's just there to tell the stories, that sort of thing. Like, that's his role. Okay, well, apparently that was too early, Lamau. Oh, my bad. Good luck, team. Whew. No, it's all good, Nate. I love House of Ashes. In fact, there's actually a channel on the Discord specifically for talking about it that nobody's talked in because I was super into it. Like, it's one of those things that I only got less into because it's relatively limited in its scope of, like, fandom and stuff. Also, I absolutely have a ringing in my left ear right now, and it is driving me up a wall. Whoopsies. I'll also say, if you like the story-based games, I very recently played Detroit Become Human for the first time after having it, like, recommended for a long time, ever since it first came out. And I knew it was going to be good. It was genuinely better than I was expecting it to be. Because, it's literally the only of its, like, decision-based games where I actually felt like my choices were shaping the narrative and not just the end. Which is not super common in those sorts of games. Usually it's the outcome that gets varied. I was so impressed by the variety of just narrative choices in Detroit. For that same reason, though, I definitely say that, like, there's no, like, you could search for particular types of, like, playthroughs with that one, but, it's just, like, it's such a different vibe. It was so good. Same people that... Oh, wait, they made Little Big Planet? That's crazy. I did not know that that was a Supermassive Games game. Uh-oh. Damn, no lucky hack spawns. Unlucky. Okay. Any particular character, Moxie, or dealer's choice? For now, it'll be Alara. Until told... Hey, she already has Scout selected. Perfect. Wait, why am I leveling Laura? She's already, prestige. I want to get everybody to P10, or P9, rather. Ooh, excuse me. Huh. Also, I forget, Nate, you're not someone who's, familiar with, like, the Stargate series, really, correct? Because, I always... There's a certain point in, House of Ashes where I just started losing it every time I thought about the game, because it's one of those things where the Venn diagram overlap isn't even close to a circle, but it's very funny how much overlap there is between the show and the game, where I am 100% convinced that even if it wasn't intentional, that one of the main people in the writer's room was, like, into Stargate Atlantis. I am so convinced. And, actually, once you're done with the section with Salim and Jason, I'll be able to tell you. Well, hello there, Zero Hollow. Cheese Gamer, were you, I'm so sorry, were you one of the, my teammates or one of the killers? I have a little thing called a goldfish brain. It's why this stream is tagged No Thoughts Had Empty. 'Cause I forgot things 5 minutes later. GG's, though. Either way. You were the spirit! Dude, great phases. I was very surprised at one point when you phased almost, like, directly on top of me when I was healthy. I couldn't do that in normal 1v4s, and even when I'm at my best with spirit. I really thought I was like, okay, I'll leave my scratch marks going this way, and then you're on top of me like, well, that did not go according to Keikaku. Translator's note, Keikaku means playing. Ooh. Let's scout on up. And yes, the old TV series, aka my favorite show of all time, Stargate Atlantis, started airing in 2004, ran for 5 seasons, after Stargate SG-1 had began in 1997 and running for 7 seasons when Atlantis began. I can keep going. I have a lot of information about Stargate in my head. I love that show. Damn, I had your audio low so I couldn't hear the best. Well, you know, who needs ears when you just have game sense, I guess. GG's, dude. You can't even remember what you had for breakfast? You know, I'm the same. That's the problem. But you know, when the hyperfixation takes hold, it also doesn't help that I've literally watched the full Stargate Atlantis series through. I don't know how many times I've watched it. And that's not even including the one time I watched through the entire show with the, I own the Blu-ray, so I have the old, like, commentating where they have some of the actors or sometimes, like, the writers talking over the episodes, so I've seen the entire show that way as well. I just love that show. It's great. Oh, yours is FNAF. Oh, hey, well, you know, speaking of things that have a lot of mass to sink your teeth into. Oh, you like Ghostface, you're over duo queuing. Well, GG's, dude. You guys are great. God, there was one point where I was staring down your wife then, like, why isn't the stock breaking? Why am I not breaking out of stock? And then I remembered that, she was probably just undetectable. And that's why I wasn't able, because she wasn't stalking. Ooh, Trapper Huntress on this map is interesting. But, I appreciate you swinging by and hope y'all are having a great session. But yeah, I love Stargate Atlantis. It's like I said, it is my favorite show of all time, bar none. Are there certain aspects of the final couple seasons that you can tell were definitely, how do I say this nicely, nerd fantasies from the writer's room? Yes, but you know what? We can forgive that because, let's be real. If we were self-inserting ourselves as Rodney McKay and had the opportunity to ship ourselves with Jennifer Keller, can we really blame the writers for doing that? Yes, we can, and I do. But you know, it could have been worse. They could have made everyone more annoying. And so they were just kind of like... Oh, someone should probably get that save up there, yeah. Ooh. Anyway... Yeah, dude, yeah, so Frank Stone, yes, that was a, I'm pretty sure it was probably the same thing, because Hooked on You, the DVD dating sim, basically came, actually, if anyone wants to hear a fun fact about how that game came to be, I have one of the funniest facts around, because I was around when that game wasn't made, and when it became, like, decided on, and I can tell you exactly how it came to be. If you've ever been like, wow, why was there a, DVD dating sim? Actually, I'll just tell you real quick, and then I'll get back to what we were talking about. There was one of those user satisfaction polls that went out, and one of the questions on it was, what other genre of game would you like to see set in the Dead by Daylight universe? And the very first result was Dating Simulator. The problem was, as was posted on Reddit, someone posted a screenshot of that question and went, guys, fun fact, if you get to this question, just know that there's a second page of answers, and for some reason, only the first answer shows up unless you click next page or scroll or something. I forget the exact details. But, the comments were then filled with people going, wait, I thought it was a joke. So long story short, one of the main reasons we probably got a DVD dating sim was because a bunch of people clicked that answer because it was literally the only answer they could see. Because they thought it was a joke question. So, yeah, if you've ever wondered how and why that happened. And I just remember that happening because, like I said, the Reddit was flooded with people going, wait, there was another page? There were other options? So yeah, that's what you missed on Glee. And hey, Alex, yes, Stargate Atlantis. Hello, welcome to one of my longest lasting and most consistent hyperfixations. I love that show. Favorite show of all time, bar none. 10 out of 10 would recommend. IRL character growth is, I always say, for me, it was going from projecting onto Rodney McKay to projecting onto John Shepard, which, some might argue is more of a lateral character growth, but you know, I think the average person would argue it's positive. It's not. John Shepard is as much of a disaster man as Rodney McKay. That's his secret cap. He's always nuts. Haha. Anyway, 25 minutes is kind of brutal. Are y'all doing the play while you queue? I kind of have the feeling that play while you queue might inadvertently lead to like, what's what I'm looking for? Longer queues in the long run, because, well, when you have the option to play while you queue, why not queue for killer, you know? And unfortunately, I do think it is leading to slightly longer queue times, but at least you can do both. Oh, we're talking about Stargate, by the way, for 19 seasons. So the way it works is its first season. So the original Stargate was a movie that came out in 1994, and I forgot the original cast off the top of my head, but it was a strong cast. Then in 1997, they started Stargate SG-1, which was the first TV series, and it ran for 10 seasons. 7 seasons into that, they did their first spin-off series called Stargate Atlantis, my favorite show. And Atlantis ran for 5 seasons. They then had an additional spin-off series called Stargate Universe, which aired in 2009 and ran for 2 seasons. However, it was a slightly different tone than the original series. It took itself a little bit more seriously, which is both pros and cons. And, whoops. Pros and cons. So a lot of people didn't really like it, because like I said, a little bit more taken seriously. People have since grown to appreciate it. I've still never watched it all the way through. But I've also never watched SG-1 all the way through, which answers your question, Nate. No. You can jump right into Atlantis. There are definitely some aspects of it that, you're not gonna understand. But, like, it gives enough context clues that anything you're lost on, you'll figure out, is the best way to put it. For example, when I was like 13 or whatever watching the show for the first time, and some characters called them ZPMs and other characters called them ZPMs, I learned that in the Canadian land, Z is how one would say Z. And then I was like, well, why is that? And then I Googled it, and the answer was basically, well, you see, C and Z sound very similar. So it's probably to distinguish between C and Z. And I was like, damn, that actually makes a lot of sense, yo. Wait, I'm gonna be over here. And actually, I've said Zed for a lot of my life because of that. And I'll tell you why. There was a point in my life where I was literally having to spell something to the next room. And I had to say, and I was spelling something with the letter C in it. And it was literally like a dumbass skit of me going C or Z, and I think it was my dad actually in the other room going C, no, Z, C, no, Z. Just back and forth and back and forth. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? I get it now. Anyway. The tacos, hello, Ice, how goes? I'd have a good time with your Nona Beatles. Loved universe, could never choose your favorite of three, so it's just... Yo, you come to the right place. I am always down to talk about Stargate, but like I said, Atlantis is my favorite. Like end all be all. I think it's just sorry, I'm words. I don't know if you heard my joke that's not a joke, but it's just facts. My own personal character growth moment over the years has been going from projecting onto Rodney McKay to projecting onto John Shepard. For better and worse. I also tend to drop Mum pretty often. But then again, I also watch like a lot... Oh, sure. I watch like a lot of Doctor Who and Torchwood and Primeval and that sort of stuff. And yet, for some reason, never really encountered the whole Zed thing with that. But yeah, I'll still sometimes occasionally drop a Zed, like, not even in an intentional way, just in a... I kind of committed to saying it for a good few years of my life, just because that one conversation with my father ignited that feeling in me of, damn, I get it. I was literally the Danny DeVito meme of, I get it. God, Top Gear was such a fun show. I knew nothing about cars, but it was so enjoyable to just watch. Favorite character in Stargate? Honestly, same sort of thing. It used to be McKay, and I think it probably is Shepard at this point. I like characters that I can analyze in my own... I'm a big, like, literary analysis sort of person, who looks way too much into TV shows and characters from those shows, whether they be children's media, cough, Gravity Falls, cough, cough, or, like, more intense things that are designed to be analyzed, But I've always been that way. It's one of the reasons that I have gotten super into games over the years, because they kind of, like, games, especially narrative-based games, really allow you to delve into the psyche of characters in a way that feels more intentional than... With TV shows, I feel like a lot of times writers tend to put their own, like, thoughts and feelings and experiences into characters as their own, like, little forms of therapy, but not really thinking too much about it. So you don't... It's like, they'll have this character who's very interesting, but they'll swear up and down that they weren't meant to be read that way, you know? Whereas with games, I often feel that it's more intentional. And I don't know if it's not always the case, it just, I've noticed trends that way. Have I seen The Clarkson's Farm? No, is that a show? No, I haven't. God, Beckett. Beckett is... Yeah, I think Beckett was my mother's favorite character when I first had her watch through the show. That is one of the few things that I'm not going to go into details. I gave her spoilers relating... Actually, I think I gave her spoilers relating to a couple characters. A couple relevant characters. I told her everything about Beckett because... She doesn't like that sort of surprise, I think is a good way to put it. I'm very intentionally talking around things right now. Because that's a sort of comment that could be taken a lot of ways. So I spoiled the hell out of that so that she would know going into it, eyes wide open. God, weird. Actually, pause. I just remembered I was starting to talk about why I like Atlantis so much more. Not so much more than the other shows, but why I love it so much. Every single character on that show is flawed in such an interesting way. Dude, when I would see people talking about Shepard and FemShep, I was so confused because I always thought they were talking about Stargate. And then I discovered Mass Effect. But the way that show was forced to make characters leave because of the network was such early 2000s network bullshit. It annoys me so much. The sci-fi execs will rue the day, I'm telling you. But yeah, no. Anyway, I love flawed characters. I love Elizabeth Weir. I can't believe I forgot about Weir. She is such an interesting character to me because she is so damn flawed. Do you want it? I love a good flawed lead character. Oh, time to go open 1,000,001 chests with my key. Well, now I've got a beamer, so I'll just take that instead, I think. Hey, hello, Esky. How goes? Not quite talking about Mass Effect. No, we're actually talking about Stargate Atlantis, where the main character's name from that is John Shepard, and I've spent many a year confused as a result. And hello there, Toxic. How goes, dude? Hope you're doing well. You enjoying this iteration of 2v8? And fun fact, Z-Tacos, Mass Effect is actually one of the games that's on my list of games that I know are super popular and well-loved that I've managed to stay entirely spoiler-free about. I need to stop doing air quotes because I need my hand on the mouse. But yeah, I've managed to stay completely spoiler-free about Mass Effect. And one day I'll play it. I like anime. So I've watched some anime over the years. I think a good way of describing me is, at least in college, this is how I was often referred to as, the weebiest non-weeb around. I watched like a good bit of anime when I was in my like kid into tween into early teens. Like I watched Naruto back when it aired live on Cartoon Network, the dub. No, Cheryl, run! I didn't want to farm her. That's why I did not want to farm her. But I also was very worried that nobody was gonna get saved. Indian stuff happens. Oh yeah, no, it was, no, I mean, I'm 28, I turned 28, last month, actually. In fact, it's funny, one of my, not earliest memories, but one of my clearer earlier memories was being 6 or 7 years old, going into Oz, which was a, AAH, I forget if it was an S or a Z, but it was a, not super popular, or like super big chain of stores in LA. And buying, basically myself, my friend, and a friend of my friend, we were all told that we could buy one thing from the shop, and I picked out a Leaf Village headband. And then fast forward, like almost over a decade later, for Halloween in, I think I would have been 10th grade. I was Konkoro from the Sand Village. So now I have like an actually very nice metal headband with the Sand Village on it. Because the Sand Sibs became my favorite characters upon like rewatch later in life. And honestly, I think they were my favorites on first watch too, but I could be wrong. I was also Sakura for my 3rd grade Halloween. And that was a homemade costume. Originally, I wanted to be Odd Delarobia from Code Lyoko. But that didn't wind up happening because we could not get a costume anywhere. Okay. Whew. We're back. We're back. Sounds good, Whiskey. Have a good rest of your day at work. Haku's the best anime character. Wait, which show was Haku from? Hey, dude. Did you have the Wii game? Because I had the Wii game, and I would always get like stuck when they entered the real world in the Wii game. I ran into her. That's so sad, actually. Ooh, I did not think she'd swing around that. GG's. God, Code Lyoko was such a good show. Boy, was I surprised when I discovered that it was a French show and not a Japanese show. Because my discovery of Code Lyoko was watching it live, forgetting about it, being sick one day in 5th grade, being like, hey, it's time to watch YouTube stuff because A Puppet Named Scooby-Doo is no longer on, nor is Baby Looney Tunes, and there's nothing to watch right now. I'm old enough to use my laptop instead of just lying here, sleeping, and finding that there was a whole additional season of Code Lyoko that I never watched that aired live. Went, oh my god, there's more! And then I realized it was a French show. Oh, okay, one of the Mist guys. Got it. Anyway. Yeah, I had the Code Lyoko game, and I think it was a Wii game and not a GameCube game, because I definitely played a lot of my GameCube games on the Wii once we got that. Because one of my least favorite things about, like, consoles would just be setting them up. It's one of those things that I've since discovered is probably, like, definitely ADD related, where for whatever reason in my brain, the concept of setting up a console was just like, even if it would only take a couple minutes, my brain went, that's gonna take you forever. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Just why bother? Do something else. It's gonna take so much time, and then you'll have to dismantle it, and it's the whole process over. So you're basically gonna spend twice as much time setting it up and taking apart than you'll actually be playing it. And so that's one of the reasons I was never a huge console gamer, except for the consoles that we would have plugged in all the time, like the Wii, once we got that. Point is, two of my games that are, like, relevant to our current conversation was that, and I think it was some Naruto game as well. I want to say it was, like, the third in a series. Some sort of, like, fighting game. I don't remember what it was called or anything about it, just that it was Naruto. Anyway. Speaking of games that I remember having as a child, I had the one Mario game that well, not true, not the only Mario game, but like the main Mario game that I had was for the sorry, I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it was the Advanced SP I had it for. I have to just remind myself what it looked like. Yes, okay, the Advanced SP. It was like Super Mario 3, and my childhood best friend had gotten it. What's this Nia doing? Some months earlier, and I had so much fun playing it that my mother wound up buying me a copy from eBay, and I had a slightly different cover art on mine than he had on his, and I was so convinced that I had got a faulty copy because for whatever reason, if I didn't play it for like a couple weeks or whatever, it would delete all of my progress. Just poof, all of it gone, reset. And it was so tragic because I would get like a few worlds in and then I wouldn't play for a little bit, and then I would, and it would just all be gone, and I would be so sad. Well, I guess the Are they double WSing? Okay, well. Fascinating. Huh. I mean, you know, unironically, that probably wound up contributing to my anxiety in really dumb ways. It's funny, like, the little things, because I feel like that's something that definitely happens at a certain point, especially if you intentionally don't think about, like, certain aspects of your childhood, where you, like, think through things, and you're like, damn, in hindsight, that was probably pretty big in shaping me as a person, wasn't it? For better and worse. Metabots. Not off the top of my head, no. Yeah, no, I do not recognize it, but I will say, I was a known watcher of, like, one of my, I can't believe I didn't even mention this one first, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Was my big one. In fact, speaking of early memories, let's see. Yes, it would have been kindergarten, not first grade. Kindergarten. I forget why, but, maybe it was first grade, but I'm pretty sure it was kindergarten. Like, for whatever reason, everyone was able, like, to pick a day or be assigned a day or something where we could bring in a TV show to watch. I don't remember why it was. I just remember that for whatever reason, I got to bring in my favorite episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! That we had recorded on VCR. And, like, the first 5 minutes of the episode weren't on there because we didn't catch it. But it was the episode where, Bakura's fighting, Yami Yugi on the stump on Duelist Island. And it's the first time you see, like, Bakura with the, Change of Heart, because that's his favorite card. Anyway, I just remember that was my favorite episode, and Bakura was my favorite character at that point. And honestly, upon a rewatch years later, he was still my favorite character, but I liked both Bakuras at that point. Bakura, I know what we're going to do today. Fun fact, I got to meet, Little Karibo, the creator of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series, at Anime Expo some years back. Really nice guy. Actually printed out his own, like, Little Karibo, but, like, the creator Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that were bigger than, like, your traditional card that he was signing. It was really fun. Hey, congrats, Wesky Freedom! I actually only went to Anime Expo once, and it was actually, guys, remember when I mentioned that I was like the weebiest non-weeb around? That's because so I've taken Japanese. I took Japanese in high school, and I also took it in college. Well, hello there, Sereno Crazy. Thank you so much for the follow, gamer. I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous Thursday. How goes? Welcome in. We're currently yapping about things and stuff and things. A mixture of the TV shows that I've loved over the years. We're currently on Yu-Gi-Oh! The Anime Expo. I went with a buddy of mine from Japanese class. From Japanese class, and it was actually, I think, the first time I rode the subway system in LA. Like, yeah, maybe not the first time period, but one of the first times for sure. Because the LA subway system is really bad, guys. I can't lie. Anyway, I wound up getting 2 Kill la Kill posters as well, which is an anime I had never watched, but, actually, fun fact, there was this one artist on Tumblr who I followed. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, But she actually did a lot of fan art for Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth. And actually, they wound up commissioning her to design a fake AH Crew poster, which I also bought years later because I fucking loved her artwork and I loved her fake AH stuff. And so I got to meet her at Anime Expo, and I got a couple Kill la Kill posters, which, like I said, was an anime I had never watched. Nor have I watched since, but boy howdy, I loved her artwork. I know, dude, this is a way longer loop than it looks, isn't it? It's annoying as hell, huh? Ooh, good job, Tori. Okay. Where were we? Huh. Wait, the 4Kids TV, yes, oh my gosh. Well, first of all, we are going to point at you aggressively because we cannot show guns on 4Kids. I wanna duel them like they do in Yu-Gi-Oh! Face down, face up, trap card, spell card, then time roulette, go. There's a lyric in there that references the, what is it? Russian roulette is not the same without a gun. But since we're dubbed by 4Kids, we must make do without one. Sucks! Whoa, whoa, oh. Anyway. Ooh. One of my own, yay. Ooh. Oh, sorry, I thought I was in front of you. Haha, oops, uh-oh. Anyway, where were we? I got stuck on a cactus. Oh no! Oh my god, this poor ghost face. Oh no, we're bad people. We're bad people. Okay. Ooh. Sorry, I think I need to, I might have to take my contacts out after this match. I did not have my fancy footwork there. Hang on, I'm, just gotta look around for a split second. Thank you, friend. Ooh, okay. Huh. Hey, welcome back, Beatles. You know, I was feeling tired. Understandable. Hope she's doing well. Is that gate open? Actually, yeah, that gate's probably the easiest for us to get to. Even if there's a Mr. Whiskers over there. I feel like I'm definitely playing with fire by opening this chest because Ghostface could be stalking me from anywhere. But also, I am what I am. Yoink! I was gonna say it in case anyone needs help. Okay, I'm assuming everyone's out at this point then. Oh no! Whoops, I left at the wrong time! I just saw Pokélip get grabbed. Whoopsies! Always look on the bright side of life. Doo-doo, 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 doo. Oh, hey, they're right. Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry. Survivor main here. Why had they not made it so that once the final generator... I'm never gonna stop talking about this, by the way. Once the final generator is powered in this mode, you should never have your cage teleported within, like, 20 meters of an exit gate. I'm sorry. It's bad design. All it does is punish players for caging and makes, like, slugging in the endgame appealing. I don't understand why they have not touched that. I feel like I'm the only person complaining about this, but it just, from the Survivor perspective, it feels bad, man. Like, anyway. That's it. That's what you missed on Glee. I've been raging about this since literally the first 2v8. It is the worst game design I've seen. Oh wait, Ice! Were you the... Wait, hold on. Oh, you know what, Ice? I was totally blanking on who that one Bastion main was. I was like, yeah, you know, I'll figure it out eventually. That was you. Were you that? Was that you? You're the Tori getting those saves. Good job, dude. You were terrifying. I felt so bad for the ghosty. I'm like, no, not again, Tori. Don't do it to him. Meanwhile, I had to do it to him. Anyway. And hello there, sweet Poms. Thank you for the follow, gamer. I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week so far. You and Wesky had a cheater yesterday. You were in the play while you wait, and it was a Dwight. Tried ratting them out, and they held you hostage because... Yeah. Well... Oh. God. That's like, I'm still convinced that the person who was hacking in my name was that gamer who held me hostage on Hook against the Legion on farm. Which, if you guys weren't here for either of these instances, like about a week ago, that's exactly what happened. We had a cheater on farm, and basically they bugged it out so that they started my unhook and then made it impossible to continue the unhook, and so I was just stuck on Hook forever while the game progressed around me. And eventually the Legion caught on to what was going on, and they tried to give me anti-camp, and it didn't work. Like, I would get the anti-camp bar, I tried to unhook, and it just wouldn't let me. So then the Legion wound up PCing. Fast forward, like, about a week, I got the ban, like, confirmation came through. And I'm gonna do one more scout game. Actually, we have a lot of scouts. Moxie, let me know if you want to see some more scout or other gameplay. For now, I'm gonna switch to another class. But honestly, you have free reign to pick and choose what you want me to be running, honestly. I am more than willing to dance monkey dance. Not just more than willing, more than happy to. Anyway. But back to the cheater. Fast forward to just a couple days ago, we had some gamers coming in while I was playing Killer saying, hey, there's someone currently hacking with your username, just so you know. And it was the same day that I got the ban confirmation on the other cheater, so I'm like, damn. I think that person seemed pretty spiteful because they kept me on Hook that whole time. I bet it's the same person. Because boy howdy, it takes a certain level of weird petty spite to do that to some, like, let's be real, relatively nobody. Gonna get ready for bed and watch some House of Ashes. Have a wonderful night, Nate. See you around. And, Stargate Atlantis. Genuinely, though, by the way, pilot episode of Stargate Atlantis, it will hook you, just so you know. Anybody out there who's considering getting into it, it's a two-parter. Great, great, great way to start a series. It is so perfect. It sets up all of the relevant characters. It sets the tone perfectly. It's amazing. It's such a good pilot. I rave about it. I have seen that pilot so many times just because I've introduced people to the show with it. It's so good. It's so good. I'm sorry. I just keep saying that over and over again because I have a couple mental images in my head. It's so good. God, they gave you a purple flashy. I'm around for this at least. Guys, I'm definitely gonna be flip-flopping around. Yo, rare time where somebody else is using a key to open chests. Hell yeah. I'm telling you, that's the meta. You find a key, you use all but one charge on a chest. Infinite items for everybody. Also, for those who don't know, the act of uncaging partially charges your power. So if you're someone who has your power fully charged, and you're with someone else, sometimes it's better to let them do the uncage. But it definitely varies depending on, you know, everything. Like whether you think they're gonna pick up on it, all that sort of stuff. I'm trying to keep these guys away from everybody else. Like, I feel like that's one of the better ways of dealing with Legion in this mode, is just try to stay away from everybody and your mother. I was not expecting the Wesker. That surprised me. Guys, they're running as a duo. They're running as a duo. Play like 3 matches of things. Well, I heard that, Beatles, I heard that matches are, like, some queues are taking like 25 minutes or so right now. Sounds like next gen. Gosh, I wish I liked Next Generation. And it's not that I don't like it. It's just that I don't... Let me rephrase that. It's not that I dislike it. It's that I don't like it. And that's the problem. Every episode I've seen has been fine. I've enjoyed it overall. My main problem is... The way I've described it is every episode that is 40 minutes feels like it's 2 hours to me, and I don't know why. It's the exact same issue that Law & Order Criminal Intent has. I like the show, I find the plots interesting, but watching it is such a slog. Every episode feels way longer than it should. Well, I'm surprised we're not getting more gens considering they're running together so much, but maybe now we will. God, seriously, I should have expected after the first one. I'm just glad I was able to stop the, Kujimajiggy. The, you know, domino effect or whatever you want to call it. Snowball, there we go. That's the actual word I was looking for, by the way. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Fun fact, the very first time I watched Monty Python sketches were, So, actually, really quick background, because otherwise this isn't going to make a lot of sense. For those who don't know, I was a scout. I was in Girl Scouts from when I was in kindergarten through middle school, like all through middle school. Then I stopped, after middle school, because my troop disbanded. However, halfway through high school, I decided to get back into Scouts because I wanted to go for my Gold Award, because it would look good on college applications. Well, fast forward, didn't end up getting my Gold Award, but I did wind up joining a new troop slash ship, because my Girl Scout troop was also a Sea Scout ship. And Sea Scouts is an offshoot of Venture Scouting, which is a co-ed subset of Boy Scouts. So, as of, through my junior and senior years of high school, I was in, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts as well. And one of those years, I attended National Youth Leadership Training, which is a requirement to become an Eagle Scout, which I also didn't end up doing, but I did NYLT. I then got invited back the next year to be on staff. Which I did. And... hold on. During that year, what we would do is we would take all of the participants of NYLT during like the last night there, and we basically just take them out into the woods and drop them off for a bit. And they basically had to not go Lord of the Flies on each other. That was the long story short of it. And we told them that night we would all be doing paperwork, which is, you know, what we were told as well, the people in charge. Oh, hey, yo, gold toolbox. I somehow have never noticed that. Anyway, in reality, what we did was we played a bunch of board games, went to the shooting range and the archery range, and watched a bunch of Monty Python. And that was the first time I'd ever watched Monty Python, was at Boy Scout camp. They're terrifying, dude. I'm dead. Goodbye, me. Oh well. Have I played Peak yet? No, so I've seen Peak. Peak looks like a lot of fun. But much like Repo, it's definitely it definitely feels like the sort of game that's better to play in a duo, or, not duo, excuse me, with more than one person. It's not a solo queue game, so to say. Not that there's queuing at all. Oh, excuse me. God, Repo looks like so much fun. I still want to play Repo at some point, but I'm not gonna lie, Repo is the sort of game that looks like I would have a lot of fun playing by myself. Because for those who don't know, I'm a big coward baby. I hate, like, being scared. It's, like, one of my least favorite things. I don't like jump scares, I don't like gore. I used to think I didn't like horror, but I've since realized that I actually love horror as a storytelling genre and medium, but I don't like jump scares and gore, which basically all horror has at least one of it, if not both. But I've finally been able to separate that in my brain, believe it or not, thanks to the Scream movies. Because actually, I should have known because as a, back when Scream, the MTV TV show, Wolfsky! Thank you for resubscribing for 19 months. That is so, thank you so much for glad to do this. Welcome back. I hope you continue to enjoy your ad-free viewing and access to emotes. Oh, it's Serena Crazy. It was lovely to make your acquaintance. A wonderful evening. Okay, so Tacos, unironically, you could have ended the sentence after you need friends. Damn, self-burn, but true. Really, some of, like, the main friends that I have, I made over DBDs some years ago before I was streaming it. And sometimes they, hang out in chat. They'll sometimes be referenced, Dev and Mach2/Kyle. Which, the way that I befriended these people was Kyle and I solo queued into a game together, and I complimented his name in the pre-game lobby, and he sent a friend request on Steam. And then, over the course of, like, a couple weeks, we duo queued a couple times, like, without comms or anything. And, like, the third time we were playing, he goes, hey, do you have a Discord? Like, if you want to do comms? And I said, and this was my response, I said, dude, I'm gonna be honest. I never this was like 4 years ago now, 4 years ago, something like that. I said to him, dude, I've got to be honest, I never graduated past Skype. And his response was not clickbait. He goes, okay, that's actually insane that you say that, because my friends and I all use Skype still. And that's how I managed, in the year of our Lord 2020, if I'm remembering correctly, managed to manifest the one group of gamers who are still using Skype as their primary mode of communication. It was the funniest damn thing I'd experienced in a while. Unfortunately, I'm something of an out-of-sight, out-of-mind sort of person when it comes to long-distance communication. And it's great when I meet other people who are like that, who are able to kind of, like, just immediately pick up, like, relationships and interactions after not talking for extended periods of time. It makes me so happy when I come across people like that, because it's like, you get it. You get it. It's not you, it's me, but, like, it's actually me. Anyway. There's not really a follow-up to that, it's just why I am what I am. I is what I is, for worse and worse. I was gonna say better and worse, but it really is worse and worse. Something at the Skype bar. So I basically, I'm gonna tell you guys actually a very similar story that I think is going to sum things up a little bit more clearly. When I graduated high school, Mama Marcus and I went on a cruise together for my high school graduation. It's the first and only time I've been able to convince her to go on a cruise. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, we went on a cruise, and long story short, actually one of my buddies that I wound up making at a Boy Scout camp, long story short, he wound up coming with us on the cruise, and let me try to finish my thought. Oh yeah. I forgot what context was, but ahead of time I mentioned to him, oh yeah, my mother and I are super antisocial. We hate people. Well, at one point we're on the cruise, and we go back to our room at some point, and she and I tend to avoid a lot of populated areas. Like, there was one point we walked into, like, the pool area, saw how packed it was, and 180'd out of there, okay? That's the sort of antisocial we're talking. So not the worst, but, like, pretty amusing considering we're literally on a cruise. At one point he pulls me aside and goes, you know, when you said that you and your mom were antisocial, I didn't think you meant you were like, or no, that's not what it was. It was when you said that you and your mom hated people, I didn't realize that you guys hated people. And that's kind of. I don't remember if there's a punchline to this. I kind of got distracted by the leg huntress, the huntress leg, which is a totally different thing to be distracted by than the Legion and huntress. Hey, see you when you hop on, Wesky. Also, guys, if I die before you, I'm probably gonna take a quick bathroom run because gotta use that little gamer's room. Nice, that should be it, right? Nice. I just want to get my exhaustion back. Never mind, I'm not getting my exhaustion back, haha. Okay. Okay, well. Ooh. Haha! Oh, yeah, no, so it's funny, because first of all, I'm a big talker. I definitely get overwhelmed in social situations pretty easily. For various reasons. It's... Having a lot of people in a small space, though, is definitely on the rougher end of things for me. You know, like, in a hotel slash cruise situation. Crap, hold on. Ooh, this is not quite open. Is it 99 or just almost? Nice. Oh, perfect. See, and this is what should not be able to happen. The fact that she got express delivered right here is actually crazy to me. I don't want him to get information on where anyone else is. Whew, okay. Now I will say, I do have, it's kind of funny. I definitely tend to flip-flop / walk that line of extrovert and introvert. Like, I did theater throughout, like, most of my... I started homeschooling when I was in middle school, but before that I did school theater. I did community theater after that point. I did some acting when I lived in California. I like performance, but then it's one of those, you know, variety things. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Always jumps around. Really quick, guys, I am going to use the restroom. I'm just gonna be like a minute. If anyone else wants to hop in, I think I have it set so I have to accept requests, but we'll be back in like 3 minutes max. I mean, be right back. Right back. Okay. Where was I? Oh, right, people. But yeah, I guess another way of putting it is it's not that I don't like people overall. It's that a lot of times people in groups, and also just, I mean, well, y'all have, if you've heard me talk about this before, you guys know that I dealt with like bullying a ton when I was a kid. Like a ton. And from like, both from adults, some adults like in the school system, but I mean, mainly from the kids, but like, and as I've said before, the difference between being the weird kid in the suburbs of New Jersey versus being the weird kid in like Los Angeles, night and day. Like it's not a joke when I say that, because I lived in LA, we moved to Jersey for a little bit, and then we moved back to California. And going back there, and the people, like, I mentioned before that I did Girl Scouts, like, a lot throughout school. I wound up going back to the troop I was a part of, and a lot of those people were little shits to me when we were younger. First of all, they grew a lot by the time I got back there. But unironically, going back to them, it was like, you guys, you were so nice compared to those assholes back in Jersey. Oh my god, I missed you all so much, even though you were merciless before. There's definitely some real, like, comedic irony in there that would make a very funny like story if that's how I was inclined. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not that I dislike people as a whole, but people in groups have often found me a level of distasteful that has not led to positive social interactions throughout my years. Oh my god, what is wrong with this map? Did someone use the fog vial? Why is it so foggy? What is wrong with this game, genuinely? I'm gonna take him to God Palette. Oh my god, never mind, I'm running into everything. I did not make it to God Palette. His seals are up. Oh, but I mean, I'm pretty sure if I was in like the suburbs of like the Midwest or the suburbs of the South, I would have run into like similar issues. I think it's more that in California, where I was, everyone was their own flavor of strange in different ways, so it was more like they sniffed out the weakness rather than sniffing out the, oh, this kid's different. Like, the different was part of it, but everyone was also a little bit different. Like, you might be going to school with the daughter of a mob boss, and also the daughter of one of the American Idol hosts. Like, it's different. I mean, hell, my middle school was 9,000 students. My middle school was bigger than my college. So it's like that. Oh, hey, another key. I just moved away from Cali not too long ago. Much happier where you are now. Even though you don't have your same nerdy. Yeah, when people ask if I miss California, it's like that's exactly what I'll say. I miss the food, I miss the stores, I miss all of the benefits of being in a city. But gosh, like, I don't miss the traffic, I don't miss the heat, I don't miss a lot of other things about it. Like, when I was in high school, I mentioned I was homeschooled throughout high school, and in California, you can take classes at a community college if you're enrolled in high school for no additional cost, which is great. On my way to one of my midterms, there was a gun threat, and so I had to get right on off the bus I was on and get on the opposite bus. And I should mention, this was before it was more common. I think that, unfortunately, active shooter drills are pretty common in a lot of the country these days. At this point, it was significantly more limited. Like, when one of my college buddies and I were in California for a weekend, for a trip, she was shocked when the mall security guards had visible guns on them. Because that was just not... Anyway. God, I hate this fog. What fog looks for Levi? The tacos, I assume that's a joke. If it's not a joke, then I think I need to get my eyes checked. I'm pretty sure the fog vials are still just bugged, right? Where, like, if you use them once, the entire map becomes stupidly foggy, unless I'm cray-cray. Side note, I love the new cray-cray being Delulu. I find that very, very funny. Like, unironically funny. I'm glad that we have a current equivalent of cray-cray in the form of Delulu. God, I swear this is the survivor buff, but also probably a ghost face buff, because I would not be able to spot him at all in through this. I am simply trying to... Wait, where was the gate? Oh my god, there it is. Wait, where was the... I just saw a totem. I've lost track of the totem. How tragic. Oh, here it is. Oh my gosh. You know, I should probably be going and trying to help the team instead of doing what I'm doing. Ooh, okay. And yes, Beatles, there is still room. God, I hope we don't get that map again. That... What is that fog? To quote Behavior, what the fog? Oh, yikes. Any hoodle. Hey, I got blood points to spend. Right, I want to cap off prestiges. That was weird. Anyway. Gravity Falls. For those who don't know, that's a show that I never actually watched all the way through. I kind of skimmed it, where I'd seen, like... I knew the overall plot points. I'd seen a handful of the episodes. Basically any episode with the evil Dorito I'd seen. And one of my college roommates was super into Gravity Falls as well, and had us watching some of it throughout the years there. Similarly, if you guys don't know, when I was in college, I lived on Sci-Fi and Fantasy Hall all 4 of my years. So much of our stuff was nerdy, like our events that we hosted. Like, I hosted the Zero Escape Trilogy and the Danganronpa first 2 games. We never got to the 3rd game. But we did play Ultra Despair Girls. That was fun. I know that UDG is kind of a controversial game, but I love it. I think that they really didn't do a great job of making the points they were trying to make, but if you're willing to be like a little literary analysis person, they did a decent job. I think they did a much better job of making the points they were trying to make when they made the game Zonky Zero, which if you like dungeon crawlers and also like Danganronpa, I highly recommend Zonky Zero. It did not get the love it deserved. Mainly because of a couple controversial things upon release that were very anime coded that I'm not going to go into details on because honestly it's objectively pretty gross and deserved its censoring. But also, you know, it's pretty gross but let's put it this way, it's not the worst thing that's come out of anime adjacent things. And that's all I'm going to say. Because I don't want to talk about it and it's gross. Oh, God. Isn't that the worst thing when you have, like, an anime or a game or something that you really like and you want to recommend to people, but there's this one controversial aspect of it that, like, you literally can't do anything but go, yeah, that was pretty fucked up, guys. Yeah, that's Zonky Zero. Luckily, like I said, in the English localization, they got rid of some of the grosser parts. Nah, you're a warhammer. Just kind of no. See, when I'm, you know what? I'm just gonna tell y'all. Zonky Zero. Long story short, is it's a game where you play as a bunch of these like 7 characters in a dungeon crawler. But anytime they die, basically their bodies age at an accelerated pace, where they basically go from like elementary school age to elderly over the course of a week. Basically, you can have like love hotel scenes between any of the characters at any stages of their like lifetime span. That's just what I'm gonna say. So you can have some really, really gross scenes when you have like the children versions of the characters. That's like what I mean. It's in the English localization, they just removed the ability to get the spicy scenes when they're in children mode. And that's how they dealt with it. Like, so that's why I say it's like, it's... Like, on the scale of things, are there worse? Yeah. Is it pretty bad for someone who's not, like, familiar with the traditional, like, anime stuff? Yeah. Ooh, good spin. Whew. Anyway. Yeah. So, like I said, I appreciate the fact that they took the, what's what I'm looking for, criticism well, and removed it from the NA release. On the other hand, if you ever search that game, you're gonna find a lot of people arguing, why would they censor the game? And then you go, because of people like you. And that's what we're going to talk about with regards to that. And if you watched Ultra Despair Girls, or know Ultra Despair Girls, you might understand why I'm referencing that. Kotoko, God. Kotoko is such an interesting character that they definitely make some fascinating decisions regarding, or relating to. No, whiskey! Oh, hi. I'm gonna go elsewhere. Whoops, I didn't mean to leave there. Anyway, where were we? God, I swear, if Danganronpa gets added to this game, though, I would be so excited. It would be so dumb, but the desire to chase people around as Monokuma or be chased around by Monokuma cannot be understated. It would be so dumb. Danganronpa has always been my, like, stretch. I hope they add a game. Like, I never thought they would, but I also never thought they would add Nicolas Cage. So, genuinely, as far as I'm concerned, anything goes at this point. Boo, 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 boo. Actually, genuinely, if there are any Danganronpa fans in here, I have some funny stories about Danganronpa. Specifically with regards to the Something Awful forums. Also, fun fact, you see how I currently had the event item in my blood web? Right now, if I mass spend blood points, there's a chance that I will get another event item. Look at this. Let's see if it happens first. Wait for it. Look at this. Double dipping, baby. Apparently, if you have an event web selected, even if you've already bought the event item, you have a chance of getting an additional one. You'd love to see a Teen Wolf show deals. God. I am the Alpha Wolf. God, I don't think I'd be able to take it seriously. That show is right up there with the CW's Flash of shows I really enjoyed until they started taking themselves way too seriously. I made it through all of season 3, and I think I started season 4, and I couldn't. I couldn't. Which actually I think is exactly the same as me watching The Flash. I think I made it through season 3, tried season 4, and couldn't. There hasn't been a werewolf in DVD. Yeah, I mean, I guess technically we now have the dog of Dracula. Even though literally the opposite of a werewolf, considering he's a vampire, but oh my god, it's 8:40. Then again, I guess I had to start late today because of my internet not working. And then actually, for those who weren't here, my internet didn't work and it broke my computer for a while. I don't know enough about technology to even theorize how this happened, but we had an internet blip. Like, it went out for all devices. And once it was back online, I specifically could not get my laptop that I stream on to connect to the internet. Everything else was fine. And what I wound up having to do was full-on reboot my my laptop and do a fresh install of my NVIDIA whatever. Huge McJiggy. And that wound up fixing it, luckily. He's a good pupper, he is. I'm glad, okay, possibly hot take. I'm glad that Dracula wasn't released during the height of the Boop the Snoot pig memes. Because don't get me wrong, booping the snoot is fun. Petting the dog is fun. I feel like it would have been so annoying, like, if it was as big when Dracula was released. Compared to now. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find words and I'm failing a wee bit. Was not expecting the Nemi punch. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Was on airplay watching Flash. It was actually so embarrassing. I haven't watched it since, but I love seasons 1 to 3 too. It was so much fun. It was like Arrow's light... Why are you so loud? Oh my god. It was like Arrow's lighthearted cousin. It was so much fun. Whereas Arrow was very dark and dreary. Oh, and Legends of Tomorrow. I won't lie. I stopped being invested in Legends of Tomorrow after everything they pulled with Kronos and Snark. It made me so sad. I was so upsetty spaghetti. God, I actually used to have hair this color for quite a while, actually. I first dyed it red when I was junior year in high school, and I think the first time I think I had it through most of, like half of sophomore year, maybe, of college. I don't think I went back to it, though. I've thought about it, but I haven't. But yeah, I think, I can't remember if Savitar or Jay Garrick was the last Flash season that I watched, but it was one of them. I just don't remember which came first, the chicken or the egg. Or was it the same? Ooh, well, goodbye, frames. Ooh, anyway. I want to get on this gem, but I want to wait for people, like, the killers to check on it, because I guess cleansed over here, or syringed over here, rather. Ooh, anyway. Where were we? Also, just so you guys know, I'm planning on having some early streams the next couple days. Whoops, I didn't think he was gonna find me there, not gonna lie. I wonder if he heard the chest. Off I go into the wild blue yonder, flying high into the sky. No one can stop the U.S. Air Force. Sorry. Da 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 da. Hello there, is it? Oh. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, gamer. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm unfortunately, basically English only gal. El Kezayo? I'm sorry. Mama Marcus might be able to help me if she comes in. Thank you so much for the follow, though. I really appreciate that. And I was watching this intently. Excuse me for a moment. I'm not stressed. You're stressed. Oh, a key. Hello there, key. No! I wanted that save. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm in hashtag bad streamer mode right now, like times a million. Oh, look at Mad Squawker. Thank you so much for the follow as well, gamer. I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a fabulous day so far. I'm, stressed and looping to the best of my abilities. Whew, anyway. I think we're okay here. Woo! Woo! Any pallets to reset? Welcome in. Let's see, where are y'all getting sent? Oh, not the best places to be sent, unfortunately. Those are pretty far, I think. Let me try to make my way vague. Oh, nice. Okay, good. Someone was over there. I didn't know if there. I didn't think there was a gate over there, but perhaps there is. Whew, okay, okay. See, are they getting express delivered? Oh no, they're not even in danger. I'm gonna just kind of assume we're good and leave. Oh, GG's. Yeah, hello, Mad Squawker. Hello, Kaizao? Kaizao? I'm so sorry. And this is to everybody. If I'm ever butchering your name, please feel free to correct me. I will do my best to remember. Okay. Look at all those blood points. Yummy, 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 yummy. Gosh, I actually think I'm gonna be able to get everyone to P9 during this 2v8. I think this is the first time I felt like it's right there on the horizon. In fact, I might even try to get Meg up to P50 during this event. I might just declare that. Though, or I might try to get some of my survivors to P25 who have been wanting to get there. Almost show the heal tech at the end. Or nar. Hey, you know what? Almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and successful heal techs. Ooh, excuse me. Huh. God, I'm still so sad what they did to my boys, the maps. I'm a little bit less sad about the keys at this point. I'm actually kind of content with where the keys ended up. But gosh, I miss the old maps. I kind of feel like they could have just added a new item to do what the maps do. The new maps, I mean. Once again, we're gonna do the thing where I do a bunch of level... Dude, shut up. I'm talking. Let's see, do I get another event item? I do. Oh, Alex, so if you're not familiar with the maps and keys both got fully overhauled in one of the recent updates. And basically, maps now work as a temporary windows of opportunity where they show you the auras of palettes and windows around you for like X amount of seconds. And then you can also use them to like make the beam of light that lets survivors nearby, the beam of light, see information. Stuff like possibly where the killer is, or that sort of thing, but only near the beam of light that I think is now temporary. But yeah, and you have to bring a specific add-on if you want to see totems, and if you bring that, you don't get to see the windows and palettes, which I discovered. I assumed that you would get both. So it's like they're just totally different functions now. It's like, I mean...
Perhaps I will write a song about this plane.
That's how I feel about it. It's like, ugh, really? That's what we're doing? And keys, now you can use them to quickly open chests. And once you've opened a chest with a key, another survivor is then able to rummage through the chest and get a second item. And it's like almost instant to open them with the keys. And they have charges instead of use now, so it's not time-based, it's charge-based. Basically, they're just... I don't like the new maps at all. I feel like they wanted to introduce an alternative to Windows of Opportunity. But, like... I don't know. I'm really not happy with the map changes. The key changes, I think, are fine. Especially because it now makes it easier to determine whether or not you're, like, gonna have enough usage to do certain things, because it's not time-based, it's use-based. Like, you use a charge and it will reveal things for, like, 12 seconds or something. So it doesn't affect escape. Yeah, if you have Windows, it doesn't do anything. I don't know, it's like, that's, at the end of the day, that's how I feel about it. Like, there are worse changes they've made, but it just feels so unnecessary. Kind of like the addition of fog vials. My big thing is, why are y'all changing this stuff up in the middle of your quality of life initiatives? Oh, I did not think she was going for it. Whoopsies. Yeah, big energy. Or should I say energy? Came from a pretty long break. Oh yeah, a lot's been changing. But then again, a lot's been changing for the last few years at this point. Like, you know, pros and cons, pros and cons. Oh, I was not close enough. Sorry, dude. Beatles, is someone coming for you? Okay, good. I just saw your thing starting to wiggle. My thing, I mean. progress bar start to pulsate. Well, hello, my Meggie. My Meg has just arrived. Ooh, good stun. Okay. There's a man humming in my ear and I don't like it. Ironically, I think that I think like the normal Huntress skins are bugged, which is kind of funny because usually it's this particular Huntress skin that tends to be bugged. I am just so convinced that some of her other skins are bugged because it frequently sounds like she is right behind me when she's not. But not with this skin. It's her normal lullaby. Yo, Purple Beamer, let's go. Trade up, baby. Also, I gotta say, during the prior 2v8s, I truly felt like there was a bug where, you would get, or not bug, but it felt like flashlights were the rarest item to get, and I thought it was by design, honestly. This go around, I feel like that's not the case, and if anything, I feel like both in the normal game mode and this game mode, I feel like you just get fewer medkits in general. I'm surprised we're not out of pallets more. We're not low on. I'm trying to just think of the way to put this. I'm surprised there are. Dang it, not close enough. Oh wow, I dodged into it, my bad. Oh guys, I also have adrenaline, so I'm now off the ground. Okay, and I can't believe my adrenaline bugged out. Oops. Off I go. Express delivery to a gate. Yeah, that's definitely the one thing that you can do in 2v that you can't do in 1v4 is, get everybody and their mother who's inside of an exit gate together. Your sacrifice was not in vain, Beetles. Oh, nice. Express delivery to a gate. You know, as the entity intended for some reason. I mean, not express delivery. I don't know. I feel like in the endgame, you should just get sent to the middle of the map. Hey, yo. Hatch located. GG's. Who wants to see my little Miss Meg? Let me just get back to the home screen. I'm not gonna take her off. Oh my god, she's so cute. Her little tail never stops wiggling, so she frequently puts it underneath her feet, like to stop it from moving. Hold on. Look at that. Look at this muffin. Meg. Hi, sweet girl. Are you precious? Do you hear your Ellie out there? Oh my gosh. God. She's coming over to say hi. Hold on. I might be able to scoop her. Oh. Are you the sweet girl? She is so cute. She is just letting out soft little purrs. Hold on, I'm gonna change my class real quick. Actually I won't, because I'm the only scout right now. Anyway. This is Meg. I think after this match I'm gonna do a Meg match just for my little Miss Meg. Because she is in fact named after Meg from the game. She is a Meg head. She does know Sprint Burst. It's one of those things that we named her on the way back from the rescue. And, it wound up being a very apt name for her. There's nothing going on behind these pretty little eyes of hers. Look at that wiggly tail. I love you. Ooh, be careful, my love. So that's Meg. We also have Miss Ellie, which is officially short for Elodie. But unlike Meg, Ellie came with the name Ellie. So when we named Meg Meg, I wanted to try to figure out if there was a DBD themed name that Ellie could be short for, and then I realized, oh, Elodie, perfect. My gosh, I can feel her brushing up against my leg. She is so cute. So soft. She's a sweet girl. She's a monster, but she's cute. I tell her she's lucky, she's cute. Oh my god. Lads. There we go. Okay, she has Meg-Maid. I know it's true, she is a Meg-head. Canonical Meg-head. So Meg is currently about a year and 4 months, and Ellie is a year and 5 months. And we got them when they were 3 and 4 months, respectively. So, Ellie's a month older than Meg. We got them last July at 3 and 4 months. Ooh. I just want to finish opening this damn chest that I started. There we go. So useful. So worth it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Take 2. Ooh. I am using this toolbox to farm grates. Thank you very much. Ooh. I got... Oh my god! Thank you for the 50 bits. I really appreciate that. I don't know if it was visible or like... Yeah, I don't know if it was easy to see, but my hand jolted back to the keyboard when that came in. Thank you for the 50 bits skill check jump scare. Yeah, palette I can remake. Gosh, speaking of the fog. What the fog? Yeah, this map is another pretty rough one for, how the fog tends to spawn. Oh my god, my voice is cracking, my voice is cracking. Thank you for the second 50-bit jump scare skill check. I really do appreciate that. Oh my gosh, it's... I've said before, guys, it's like the exact same energy that I imagine people who played way too much Among Us feel whenever they hear the emergency button sound. It's like, oh, I need to wake up. Yeah, that's a DVD perk. Wake up. Sorry, that was... Let me cleanse this totem while I'm here. Sorry, I'm in the middle of this cleanse. Oh hey, there's a toolbox medkit right here, Lamau. Not full though, so. Oh hey, all 3 gates are being opened. God, I won't lie. I still see, I haven't managed to convince myself that green equals yellow. Like, I see blue, and I know blue means, like blue means old green. But I'm not yet at the point of seeing green and thinking, ah, yes, yellow. I see green, I'm like, oh, that's a really good medkit, haha. Do you get points for rummaging? Oh, you do. Keen eye. Oh, a new key. Infinite keys. I love infinite key glitch. Are we all good? No one's getting chased right now. I'm gonna... Whew. Jeez. The keys are so... Beetles, when I first loaded in and the very first time I found a key, it was like... My mind exploded. Because I was like, oh my god, this mode is amazing for keys. Because you get to open up chests super quick, and everybody else gets to open one and get at least... isn't it like a guaranteed rare or better item? Or... Your fourth or third. I also feel like opening with keys, does that also guarantee a higher rarity item? Because I feel like I get more items, like better rarity items when I use keys. But I thought it was only the rummaging that was a guaranteed better item. Either way, I'm a big fan of... Oh, an error has occurred while updating my blood web. Ruh-roh, Raggy. And yes, yes, Alex, we do keep the items we leave with. It's one of my favorite parts of this mode. I jokingly call it, like, my shopping mode. Because you just keep getting to pick and choose your items, especially if you've had times to open a bunch of chests. It's why I have so many blue medkits on some survivors, because I think, like, the first 3 2v8s, you could find a lot of the blue rarity stuff. So I would basically just keep searching chests until I found an item I was satisfied with. It's so nice. It is like I said, it's one of my favorite parts of this event mode, is just being able to farm items. It's better, like, obviously you can't farm add-ons like you can with a good chest build in the normal game mode. Oh, did we lose somebody? Did we lose Yodel? Well, I assume, it's possible that we lost Yodel a while ago and I wasn't paying enough attention. Because I was yapping. Oh, anyway, how was the milestone progress? Let's see, I want to see if... Ooh, I'm at 10... Yo, I'm almost done with the healing one. That's nice. Yeah, this mode is also really nice for your milestone quests in particular. I'm wondering if I might want to remake the lobby, so to say, because this is a surprisingly long queue. I might unready and ready in a second, but I'm gonna give it another couple seconds, because sometimes when you complain, the entity hears you through your computer and just gets you a match. Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Also, what time is it? It is 9:16. We're gonna be ending sometime between 9:30 and 10 tonight. I don't want to go too late, because I would really like to get an early start tomorrow, because I would like to get some early stream going tomorrow and Saturday. Like, 2 to 4 p.m. start time early, Eastern. Tomorrow I have a couple things to do. Saturday I have less to do, so Saturday is more of a guarantee. But, hold on, I'm gonna unready and ready again. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but... gonna have to give yourself motivation tomorrow. You're cleaning your room is so stubborn. Yeah. Doing big tasks like that, where it's a bunch... Big tasks that are made up of a lot of little tasks are often difficult for me, I find. I I don't know about you, but I tend to look at them and it's almost like it's that wee woo feeling that I've described before that my brain gets, where it just gets overwhelmed by the sheer number. And it's that executive functioning or dysfunction where it's like, oh, I have all these little dots and I have to connect them, but boy howdy, is it hard to connect them right now. Why is this this is so sad. Alexa, play Despacito. Fun fact, I've never actually listened to that song. I think I've heard it before. Hey, there we go. But I've never listened to it. I don't know why I'm fiddling with this guy so much tonight, which, if you don't know what I'm fiddling with, by the way, hold on, I'm actually gonna be a different survivor. Yeah, I'll be Astri. Really quick, I'm gonna full screen for a second, because some of you have seen this before, but I like showing it off. It's actually like a lip balm. I have a pan full of them, and it's shaped like a little honey jar. And so you unscrew it and it's whatever flavor / scent. But the applicator tool cracks me up because it's like a little honeycomb. Also, sorry that you can see my gross sweaty hands. It's just remember you're not living it at least. Anyway, how cute is that? I'm sorry if this is like so outside of y'all's interests, but I figure at least one of you will probably appreciate it, and if not, I appreciate it. And at the end of the day, is that not what matters most, guys? I am, in fact, my own best audience, as Mama Marcus will say. But hey, my father was also his own best audience. It's genetic. That's not a joke, by the way. Both he and I were like the sort of people where our jokes, as long as we made ourselves laugh, I'll tell a joke sometimes that won't land, and I'll just sit there snickering to myself for multiple minutes. Because I'm not only laughing at my own joke, I'm also laughing at the lack of reaction about my joke, because that will also humor me. Oh, another Wesker Nemi. Hello? I couldn't make it come towards me. I was trying so hard. Susan just did not want to talk to me. She is elf-phobic, and that is just rude. I'm running directly into Nemi, aren't I? Oh, I'm not. Nice. Hi, friend. Thank you, friend. God, does anyone else get like massive lag spikes whenever they use their sprint burst ability? Because Because I feel like that was not happening day one, the lags. Oh, right, I literally have a medkit Lamau. Like, it almost feels like I'm not even getting the speed boost. Like, I am, but it almost feels like I'm not. Oh, goodbye, zombie. Okay. God, I wonder what they're gonna do to the escapist class during next 2v8, because maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like it is kind of busted as is. Like, the fact that it's a sprint burst on demand is crazy. If this ever was in the main game, I don't even know. God, the frames. Would like my exhaustion back? Okay, there we go. I feel like there are probably some gens over here that have been started. Oh, well. Hi, friend. It's me, Mario. Oh. Oh wow, two groups just finished our gens.
you dead.
This game is crazy with its hitboxes sometimes. Oh, 07 Wesky. Oh, well, hello there, last generator that I wasn't paying attention to the survivor HUD to notice was being worked on. Haha. I'm working on the shack gate. Whew. Oxy, thank you for the 50 more bits, and, Hoochie McJiggy, what am I trying to say? Skill check jump scare. It's really funny that it gets me even when I'm, like, literally unable to be getting an actual skill check. There's definitely some real humor there. It's probably not worth getting this gate open, but I kind of feel like I may as well. Just in case someone needs it. Question, were you doing manual leveling or, auto? Auto, yeah. The auto blood web, I definitely find I'm really only using it for one characters that I just don't really care about, slash I have stuff on. Because you really don't get a lot of stuff. Like, just the number of eerie add-on. Oh my god. I'm sorry, give me a second. I'm gonna ready up, but I'm gonna turn the camera to Miss
3
Meg.
days. Robin Lee in the bottom of the dumpster.
Moxie, thank you so much for the 100 more bits. Look at Miss Meg. She was just licking her little paw. Are you precious? Are you precious little peanut? She is so cute. Yes. I love you. I love you. Oh yeah, let me play as Meg. Good point. Thank you for the 100 more bits and the reminder that I wanted to honor my daughter, my biological daughter. Gosh, that's like at one point Mama Marcus referred to Ellie as your gray daughter, and I lost it. It was so funny. You know what? Let's do not just a Meg match, but let's do a Robin Meg match in honor of Dave. Where is she? Where's Robin Meg? Robin Meg. What happened to Robin Meg? Wait, how did what? My Meg? What? Hello? This is new. My Meg cosmetics got reset, except for my one. That's weird. I'm gonna see if they're hidden in some other preset. Weird. None of my other presets got overwritten when they added the presets. Oh, they're different in 2v8. Interesting. I did not know that. Ah, weird. It's weird that they keep your primary, but then not the others. Oh no, what did I just do? I just overwrote preset 1. Whoopsies. Oopsie. Let me remake my actual Meg one. Just in case it carries over in any way, shape, or form. I love this Meg outfit, though. Where's her varsity jacket? Here it is. There we go. And Robin Meg. She did a little paw stretch. She's so cute. Hold on, hold on. She is. Are you gonna be cute again, Meg? She says, I'm always cute, mother. That's my secret. My little kraken. Oh no, I think I just heard Ellie. Should do a redemption where they with them on my lap. I don't even know if I could. That's the problem. I don't have a lot of space between my legs and the part of my desk that my keyboard sits on is the main problem. Like, they don't really fit. Here, I'll do a scout match for now. Also, it is currently 9:33. I think I'm gonna do another 2 matches. I think that sounds good. So we'll do a scout meg, and then we'll probably do a medic meg. A megic, if you will.
3 days. Robin Lee in the bottom of the dumpster.
Moxie. Thank you so much for the 100 more bits and everything tonight. You are too kind, and I really do appreciate it. If you ever doubt that I appreciate it, you shouldn't. Even if I am, like, an awkward little egg who sometimes doesn't really know what to say. So I just keep saying thank you, because I really appreciate it a lot. And honestly... Ah! Okay, hold on. I need to tell you what I just did. I almost just knocked over the stand that my router is on because I was talking with my hands. And I stretched out my arms far enough that I bopped the entire stand.
Robin Lee in the bottom of the dumpster.
Thank you for the 1,500 bits. That is so sweet of you, Esky. Thank you. And for apparently starting a hype train. Choo-choo, guys. Ah! Oh no, a blight. Uh-oh. 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 Give me the trust. Worthless. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go run off into the abyss so that I don't get legged. I'm legging it. Also, just so you guys know, either at... See, tacos! Thank you so much for gifting 5 subs to the community. I really, really appreciate that. That is so kind of you, you guys. Thank you so much for spoiling me tonight. You are... Uh-oh. Oh, thank you for gifting subs to Nord99, Joss Robic, Rob Double X, Mr. Anomaly 13, Bryman XC, and Kokay JN. I'm not. Oh my God, why can't I spell / pronounce names? What's happening? Where are we pointing? What's going on? You guys do your thing. Are there any pallets for me to reset? No? Okay. Yes, actually. Thank you so much. And Moxie, thank you for the 100 more bits. I really do appreciate that. Ah. I don't know why I'm ang. Uh-oh. Oh. Jeez Louise. Gosh, that's really the thing about 2v8 sometimes. Boy howdy. Is it sudden and surprising. Oh my gosh. Okay. Also. Whoop, bye. I'm about to die. Sayonara. I did not time that perfectly, but I was close enough. Okay, I didn't go down for it. Whew, he got me. Huh. You guys so much for contributing to the hype train. Whew. Oh, hey, Beatles, fancy seeing you here. I'm glad you're not dead.
Robin Lee
And
in the bottom of the
Moxie.
dumpster.
Thank you for the 100 more bits. Celebrating Beatles' not so inevitable demise. Here, let's heal you. Yeah, it's always so awkward when you're like the accidental third wheel in a healing collective. What's in here? A map. Oh, wait, who's over here? Hello there, palette I can reset, haha. Okay, oh, Maine has some progress, nice. Oh right, I was saying before, I think if I end up dead before you guys, I have to run and grab a Pepsid, because all of a sudden, I am feeling indigestion a brewing. My gosh. I'm trying to think about to tell this story. It was really silly. Last night, some of you guys know one of the reasons I took stream off was I had a birthday dinner I was attending for my uncle. His brother was treating like the whole family to it. And
For 3 days, Robin Lee in the bottom of the dumpster.
Moxie! Moxie, thank you. Is so kind and so appreciated. Thank you so much. Oh. Thank you for the 300 more bits. I really, really appreciate that a ton. Ooh, thank you. Mama Marcus just brought me in some Tums. Thank you, or Pepsid rather. I know I don't have to get distracted. I get up and do it. Thank you. Ooh. What's this? Where am I? What's going on? Oh, right. You know what? I kind of forgot I'd been caged before. I thought I hadn't been caged.
Robin Lee in the bottom of the dumpster.
Moxie. Moxie. Thank you so much, Moxie. And of course, I feel like anytime anyone gives like large sums of money, I always feel the need to say, of course, like it's appreciated like to hell and back. Thank you so much. But of course, and this is to everybody, make sure you take care of yourselves first, guys. Like just I assume, because otherwise I would drive myself crazy, that anyone who does choose to donate is doing so because they can afford it. But I also just, I don't know, I feel like if I don't say something that it would, you know, little disclaimer, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't even know what the right word is. I appreciate it a ton. I also just want to make sure that everyone is taking care of themselves first and foremost. But thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Ah! There's a man! Oh well. Honestly, if I'm the only person who dies here, it's worth it. Oh, 7. Get out of here alive! You can do it! I believe in you all! Bleh. See, thank you so much. And allow me to take this Pepsid real quick. Smoke bomb out. Oh, my Maggie. I love you. God, that's a great name. Funky Homo sapien. Excuse me while I, make sure that I've finished devouring my, medication. Which I mean my Pepsid. Oh, right! My God, the story I was telling. So last night, I was at the dinner, and it was at a nice Italian restaurant. There was wine and some, like, canned drinks and stuff that you could choose from if you wanted to drink. And I had a glass of wine throughout the night, and then kind of towards the end for dessert, I wound up basically pouring myself an additional half glass. I was talking with my hands, as I do. Sober as can be, mind you. I knocked my glass over and spilled that wine everywhere. I'm just like, I can't say anything, because anything I say is gonna sound like the lady doth protest too much. It was one of those no-win scenarios. Like, the best result is just going, whoops, my bad, and moving on, because any additional attention drawn to it is just gonna look more and more absurd. You know what I mean? Gotta hop out, gotta use the bathroom. Oh, well, thank you for hanging out, Beatles. I will say, this is probably gonna be our last game, because we are getting close to 10. But I also understand. When nature calls, you better answer, cause, nature don't care about knocking. Nature will burst right in through that front door, whether you're ready or not. Ready or not, here I come, you can't hide. Nature made that song, fun fact. It's true, can confirm.
For 3 days.
A
Robin
Moxie.
Lee in the bottom of the dumpster.
200 bits. I really do appreciate that, and gosh, every time I hear that, though, all I can think is I really need to figure out what alerts to add. Maybe I'll add. You know what? I'm gonna add Amanda noises. I'm gonna add pig injury noises, because her little squeak when she gets stunned cracks me up. Rancid Abattoir. Rue Sinister, thank you so much for the follow, gamer. I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous week so far. You've arrived just in time for what is probably our final game of the evening. Because, Oh, an Oni, our first one of the night. And a nurse. Interesting duo, actually. Ooh, they're trying to two-tap. Together. Together, if you will. Ooh, that was fast. Okay. Hey, whew. Scary. Also, I feel like people... You know what? Okay, possibly hot take. I wonder if using lockers against Legion would be more effective than, like, one might think. You know what I mean? Because I was gonna say, what I was about to say is that I bet lockering against Oni is extra effective in this mode. Like, if you know you're gonna go down anyway, just hopping into a locker. But, I wouldn't be surprised if doing that even against Legion to prevent the, rapid spread. Whoops, well. When you try your best but you don't succeed. When the nurse sends you into the trees. I don't know where I'm going with this. Hey, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Oh, unfortunate. Good try. Gotta go, bye. Hey, anyway, whew. Yeah, guys, this is gonna be my last match, but I can no rate my brain is definitely like, I mean, it's functioning better than it does sometimes at this time, but definitely approaching more. Listen to my inability to speak, guys. I think that sums it up, huh? It is, Moxie, thank you for the 50 bits skill check jump scare. It really does still manage to get me, like, every time. It's fascinating. For those who don't know, by the way, I originally put those in for when I was playing Casting of Frank Stone, and I, like, kind of forgot about it, and then fast forward, I think it was, like, literally 4 to 6 months, somebody randomly sent in those 50 bits, and it scared the life out of me. Well, scared is definitely a strong word, but, like, startled the life out of me. Ah. Also, this guy's name is Step Browo, and I love that. I love adding OWOs and UWOs to the end of words where it's appropriate. I don't know why. It's one of those, it definitely makes me snicker sort of things. Like Lou whooping. Not really. That's not a good example, but it's a close enough example. Haha. Hi, friend. Hi, Step Browo. I did not think he was gonna run out there like that. Amazing timing with that sprint burst. Oh, well, actually, at this point. I'm dead. Goodbye, me, but maybe they get Leon up. Wait. Yo! Cool down, baby! Let's go! Oh my god. I'm so sorry if I deafened anyone. I thought I was dead for sure. Oh, I wanted to get Leon out. Oh my god. No, Leon. Oh, that's tragic. 07. We tried, Leon, we tried. Well, that was an exciting end. Guys, my heart is beating way faster than it should be, all things considered.
For 3 days, Robin Lee in the bottom of the
Moxie,
dumpster.
thank you for the celebratory 200 bits. In Leon's name. Guys. If I didn't know how much of a nerd I was, I'd probably be, honestly, I still am a little bit embarrassed by how, like, genuinely immersed I get when I'm playing this game. Like, I get all of the physiological responses as though I'm actually running from a killer, and it's like, it's... And hopefully hope that you guys find it as silly as I do. I don't know, is it Gerald Mandingo? I can no longer see G names as a default G just because of Geralt. I blame him. Thank you so much for the follow, gamer. I really appreciate that. We just finished our final match of the evening, and my heart is genuinely racing for the silliest of reasons. The silliest of reasons, by the way, being that an Oni downed me in the exit gate, but because he had to cancel his power, I was able to crawl out in that, like, brief moment. And that's, I guess, really all it takes to get me going. GG's, guys. Beatles. Vesky. Oh, thanks, gamer. I'm glad you could join. GG's, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. First of all, guys, I'm gonna grab Meg because she wants to say goodnight. That's not true. She's very comfortable in her chair. But, y'all have earned a second visit from Meg. Is there anything you'd like to say, my Meg? She says, no, I just want to curl up and go back to sleep, Mother. Why would you disturb me? Oh my god, she's so cute. Meggie. Meggie, Meggie, Meggie. Meggie. Oh, are you being shy? She says, Mother, Mother, I want to shut my eyes. She's just doing the softest little purr. Are you my sweet girl? This is how you know she's sleepy, because she's not fighting me holding her. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I repeat, I spoke too soon. Hi, Ellie. The Ellie bean and the jelly bean. Whoop! Megan. Sorry, I don't know what you guys just saw, but Meg just started reversing off my lap and tried to sink her nails into my leg as she was going down like a silly little nugget. Ellie, where'd you... Ellie comes in, kicks Meg off my lap, doesn't ask questions, leaves. She's such a little bully. She's so damn cute and so sweet, and she loves Meg, but she's such a little bully. It's honestly kind of funny. It wouldn't be funny if she was actually actively mean to Meg, but they get along very well. She's just a jelly Ellie bean, which is funny because Meg was the original jelly bean. I used to call them the jelly bean and the Ellie bean, but now Ellie is the jelly. Oh, hey, no more. Good night, dude. Yeah, we're just wrapping up for the evening. I will say, guys, if you missed it, we're gonna be having some early streams the next couple days. Definitely tomorrow and Saturday. I'm aiming for somewhere between a 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern start. Again, if I think it'll fall outside of those bounds, I'll let you guys know in the Discord. Yeah, I want to get some more 2v8 gaming. I don't know when we're gonna be doing Killer, but we definitely will. I don't think it's gonna be this weekend, so probably next weekend. I figure we'll wait for a little bit of the novelty, I guess, to wear off. I couldn't think of the word. Hold on. Let me see if I can kidnap Ellie. Oh, wait. Ellie? Wait. Ellie Rakoto Marcus, where did you go? I don't know. She left the room, the little beastie. Jeez Louise. So yeah, I guess instead we're just gonna be ending here. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, whether it was for a couple minutes or a couple hours. Lurking, chatting, playing, somewhere in between. Everybody who was absolutely contributing to spoiling me tonight, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it a ton. I would love to. I'm in a very fortunate position where I'm able to do this like right now, while like basically every night. Sorry, cat. I'm very easily. Let me find my words and not let myself get distracted by cats. You've heard the phrase herding cats. Welcome to my head. Why do I get like this? It really means the world to me. Thank you. I'm just gonna say thank you because I had words and then I got distracted and now the words are gone. So instead of flubbing over my inability to find words, I'm just gonna say thank you so much. Tomorrow, sometime between 2 to 4 Eastern, again, I'll let you know in the Discord if I think it'll be outside those bounds. Saturday, same thing, should be on the earlier end. Until then, good night, guys. Watch Stargate Atlantis. The pilot's great. You won't regret it unless you don't like sci-fi. Then you might regret it because it definitely is sci-fi. And if I had a nickel for every time a piece of media that I was super into was primarily about I'm not going to say what the creatures are because that spoils something about House of Ashes. And also, most of the cast was made up of a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, along with other Air Force and Marines. I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's really weird that it's happened twice. I'm telling you, I'm so convinced that whoever made House of Ashes, one of those people, in the back of their brains had Stargate Atlantis because the Venn diagram overlap is very, very, very funny. Anyway, House of Ashes, Stargate Atlantis, great shows and game. Gonna quit while I'm behind. You know, guys, have you ever heard the first rule of holes? When you find yourself in one, stop digging. Okay, on that note, I'm gonna head out tonight without doing a raid because I really got to get to bed, and every time I raid out, I'm me, so I wind up chatting there for an extensive period of time. I usually even say goodnight, and then I wind up staying there like for another 3 or 4 conversations because I can't help myself. I'm just as bad with text yapping as I am with verbal yapping. So I'm gonna quit now. Good night, guys. I love y'all so much. Thank you so, so much. And have wonderful, wonderful Fridays.